Okay, we're good to go.
Great, thanks so much. Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good start to the week. I believe some of us are off tomorrow. So I hope you take the day off and enjoy it with your family. So let's jump right into it. This is episode 12 of our office hours session. Some industry updates. Okay. I'm sure many of you are aware that Google Business Profile, there are some changes happening. Google is getting rid of the business profile chat functionality along with their call history. I believe in sometime mid-July, they are going to turn it off. I think for certain businesses, they may have already seen the options disabled. Call history information used to be wonky. They never used to be accurate anyway, so I don't really mind them taking off the call history feature because people can rely on third-party tools to achieve what they want to achieve with lead tracking, call tracking, etc. But removing the business chat functionality completely, I know a ton of businesses who have started using it effectively in the last couple of years. And I know more and more people were using it. Turning it off removes a direct channel of communication with customers, especially for businesses who used to spend the time and who could afford to spend the time. Why are they doing this? I don't know. Call history, I believe they've realized not a lot of people were utilizing the feature, or the data was bad. So instead of fixing the information, they decided to remove the feature completely. As for business profile chat, I believe they might bring it back at some point, because business chat is still a functionality within their workspace. They may reintroduce it in the future, or like we have noticed in some parts of the world, they provide an option to integrate with an SMS service or a third-party provider like WhatsApp within the GBP dashboard. Well, if that comes in, that saves us some time and energy trying to set it up. What does that mean for businesses and Synup? So we had a messenger integration that we are going to get rid of from our website and from our feature offering. We may reintroduce it once we build other integration capabilities with Facebook or Apple Business Chat, etc. For the time being, we are going to discontinue offering it. What can you do as a business? I don't know. It's not possible to integrate any third-party tools as a chat feature, as a live chat feature within Google My Business at the moment. However, for call history, there are several options in the market. You can set up your own call tracking numbers for your customers if you provide that kind of reporting facility. There are options like Call Rail, one of the most popular ones, where you can buy local numbers for your clients based on their location. There's Nimbara, Nimbata. That's another popular option that I've come across. So there's Nimbara software, there's Call Rail, that is fairly inexpensive, that does not cost a fortune or an arm and a leg. Nimbata also has a monthly pricing option that you can opt for easily. Nimbata also has this additional feature of integrating within with your Google Analytics. That way you can get those event information and conversion information. There are more advanced tools with advanced capabilities. For example, there are tools that I've seen that have automated voice calling options using AI, where they provide you features such as after-hour appointment booking and phone answering capabilities. A lot of them even provide transcripts that you can derive information from. So go check them out. If you find them useful, let me know what you find useful. If you need additional suggestions, just feel free to reach out to us. Second update that I missed talking about last week while we were talking about voice chat, voice search optimization, and the capabilities. Uh, Google introduced something called a Speakable Schema markup. It's a structured data markup that's available for free for everyone to use. It's still in beta version. I'm going to test it out. I have a feeling this could help us get some more traction from people who are using Google Assistant on their phones. And what I've noticed personally with our own experiments is structured data kind of helps Google understand your information better, that we all know about. But it started helping with the generative experience as well, SG, as you call it. It's AI overview. It becomes easier for AI to scrape your data in a particular fashion and make sense out of it. So the links will be included in the deck for the Speakable Schema information. You can get the data from Google. You can even go to schema.org to get the syntax and how to structure them on your website. Try it out. I personally feel that certain information like articles and organizations, even in generic websites that are not related to local SEO, should be marking up their data if you can. It's not going to give you a significant SEO boost, but it makes your content more accessible to search engines. Okay, especially with the AI looming and going mainstream, it's important for us to make sure that we make our information available to all different kind of search engines, not just the typical search engines, but even AI search engines. Because I've seen an uptick in the amount of referral traffic we have started receiving from Perplexity and other AI tools. Third update that we received, this was on last week, is there was, especially for people who are working with locksmiths, Google had suspended reinstatement requests for locksmith profiles. They just restarted it from July 7th, and they're still going through backlog. So Google is removing calls, IPIT crew. No, Google is not removing calls. You can, your number will still be visible. People can still click to call, but you're not going to get the call history data from your Google Business Profile dashboard anymore. That's it. You still receive phone calls from them. You can still update your numbers. You can update multiple numbers if you wish, but you're not going to get the data about the call history and how many people called, how many minutes you spent, etc. Akshat has done a detailed post. We will distribute that along with the rest of the content about it from our blog. So locksmith reinstatement requests have started again on July 7th. If you have any reinstatement requests pending and you've already raised the request, you do not need to raise it again because they are going. I'm definite that you're going to have a ton of backlog before they get to your requests. Okay, tips for the week. So I was helping a friend last week about a weird issue. Now, we all know that the ride-sharing apps and Waze, etc., they all get real-time data from Waze. They get data from Google Maps, not just Uber and Lyft, but along with other applications like Tesla, Maps, your Garmin application, etc. But there was a weird issue where customers were being dropped at a different location when they selected to go to his office, and the map marker on Uber and Lyft and even on his Garmin were incorrect. So we first, as we all do, when we started troubleshooting, we first thing that we did was we went into his Google Maps account and started looking at the information there, the information was correct. We did not have any issues there. We checked the map, we dragged it out of place, and dragged it back again uh, after a few days. No change. Uh, then we decided we need to take an alternative recourse uh, and looked at the baseline information. So there's this uh, application or ecosystem called OpenStreetMap. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with this, but a lot of these uh, mapping applications have tie up uh, in with OpenStreetMap, and they pick data from there. Okay, so when we looked at the information on OpenStreetMap, we found an error. So rather than going into each of these mapping applications, going to Uber, going to Lyft, going to Apple, going to Garmin, going to Synup, going to whatever application or platform you're using, uh, we thought that let's try and fixing the information on OpenStreetMap. So we've fixed the information several days ago, and the change started reflecting on Uber and Lyft applications. He specifically left his car at his work and started taking Uber and Lyft to and fro from his office everywhere for a few days, just to check if the data is correct. And then he checked back his Garmin application as well, and it was all correct. So if you're facing issue like this, where you find that your client is complaining, or you tend to find a business that is wrongly mapped on Uber or Lyft or any such application. So and everything is good on Google, uh, I think the culprit might be OpenStreetMap. So go to OpenStreetMap, it's a free platform, open an account, search for your business, and drag the pin marker accurately that truly represents where the business is. And it should fix the issue in a few days. It's not going to happen 24 hours. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a few days because there is a they have an update schedule. So be patient and update your information. In fact, OpenStreetMap is a good place to check larger businesses and when you're onboarding clients to make sure that the pin marker is accurately uh, included and added to the map. I usually use it in my checklist, so you can try doing the same. Second tip of the week, we had few clients over the last several months who were talking about opening up a new business or opening up a new store, and they wanted advice on how they should get started with the listings. Should they wait for the stores to open, or what should they do? So for your information, Google allows you to display a future open date as far as 1 year out. So you can start your profile, at least create the profile with a future open date. If it's at least 11 to 12 months away, you can do that. Additionally, Google also allows you to add photos and other information 90 days before the opening date. So you can actually start optimizing your profile well in advance for the opening. Okay. Make sure you talk to your clients, especially the ones who have multi-location businesses, or even single location clients, smaller clients who are trying to open a new business. Okay. You can start creating Google posts. You can start adding photos to your profile with information about your business. And I believe it's a great opportunity to promote something that is going to open like 90 days in advance. Okay, try it out. I was not able to add products and services photos to the profile. We could add photos, we could add posts, we could complete the profile. That's it. Okay. Third thing that If I can't find a business on OpenStreetMap on Google, should we try it? I did not. Yes, if you do not find it on OpenStreetMap, add it. But add it only if you have an issue. Don't just add it as a service. Okay. If the business is not on Open, I have not encountered a situation where the business is not on OpenStreetMap but on Google and has a pin marker error arising out of a different location. But it's a good practice to add your business to OpenStreetMap if you can. Not service area businesses, physical store businesses. Okay, they have strict, very, very strict editorial policy against spam. And their interface is really, really outdated and looks a little jaded because they have been around for a long time and they've not made any significant changes to the UI in general. Okay, future opened it. Adding service pages. So you keep this in mind, especially when you're working with multi-location businesses and you're trying to create services pages at scale. Yes, services pages can work wonders for your clients and for a business when done accurately, done correctly. No longer, you cannot use just templated content and expect them to do well in search results and organic search results or local results, or improve your map results with them. You cannot. But for certain category of businesses, multi-location businesses as well, they can work wonders. I've seen them working wonders. Okay. I think we have covered the content part of it and how to optimize them. If you cannot find it, we have our old episodes that you can listen into, or we can send it over to you. But there are a few things that you need to check when you're trying to build service pages, especially when you're trying to build service pages at scale. You need to look at the search results. Okay. Search for similar businesses in the area, not by brand name, but by category name. Okay. So you pick a keyword or topic that you want to target, say dentist or dentist near me or dentist city. Run both organic rank tracker tools, or if you want to search manually on Google, do that. Search on both organic ranking and also on local path results. Track both of them. If you have the ability to run grid ranking in advance to test it out, do that. Okay. Basically, it will give you an idea of how the service areas that you want to target and how much competition you have in the area. Okay. Now review the URLs that are ranking for these queries. Okay. See what type of pages and what type of domain names are showing up. Okay. Put the data in a spreadsheet or whatever application that you're using. If you're doing it across a lot of queries, it makes sense to use a spreadsheet or a Looker Studio report. Then try out the percentage of URLs in the top positions that are currently targeted local service pages. Okay. Filter out any major directory results that are showing up. If you're multi-location businesses, specifically if you're multi-location businesses, you want to get an idea of how these pages could perform for you or for your client. Okay. Go to your favorite tool, plug in the information, and see the amount of Google traffic to those pages. Okay. Do not spam the internet thinking that, oh, I have my client has 15 or 20 or 60 or 70 locations or 500 locations. I am going to do 20 city pages for them, service area pages for them each, and just spawn 2,000 pages and launch them at one go. Don't do that. You're not going to get benefit out of it. You'll have major issues getting them indexed if you're using a same content template for all of them. So first track, create a report, and look at the data, what's ranking in this area. If you see there's prevalence of service pages in those areas, in the local ranking, in the organic ranking in the locality, start targeting those cities and build a handful of them, test it out, and do a handful of them week after week or month after month. build up a schedule in advance, send out a report to the client, and see how they perform. If you just try to spawn like few hundred pages on the go, they don't work anywhere. There is a detailed guide on this. I think Andrew Shortland wrote it up a few months ago. If I can find the link, I'll send it across along with the notes. Take a look at it. Okay, helpful tools for the week. So I don't have a new tool as such, but we were going through our SEMrush account. We use a combination of tools, and SEMrush has been something that I really love using. Unlike Ahref, who has changed the pricing and complications to the billing, I avoid using it too much, but I do use it. I have a personal account, but this is something that we use for our work. I noticed something new. There was a keyword strategy builder. So traditionally, what we end up doing is we go to our old Google AdWords account to the keyword planner, plug in a keyword, look at what are the variations it is throwing up, or we start using third-party tools, or we use Google search and scrape the information and look at it. So I found this interesting over here. Apparently, it's very good. And I will include the sample link that they've provided. Basically, you can search for a topic and it can tell you, it can break down the topic into subtopics as well. And it can also show you what should be your pillar content versus what should be the subtopics that you that can tremendously help in your content planning efforts. So I can just click on Markup bikes. This can be a pillar topic, and each of the sub pages can be a big ripper or a C flyer or fat ripper, etc. Similarly, bike chart side, if I pick it as a pillar topic, these are the sub pages that I can build. Now, what can you do with this information? Fairly easy. You can just export this information and create your content plan and make it part of your offering and content calendar, rather than using 10 other different tools. We usually do not use SEMrush to optimize our content or write content. We use other tools to build up our narrative and write down the content briefs. A couple of other tools we use, but this is some research that you can do. Again, this is one number that you should ignore. Okay, completely ignore keyword density. Keyword density within a content piece does not matter. If your content reads like keyword, at the beginning, at the end, at the middle, and you think that I need a 13%, 16%, 38% keyword density, it's not going to work well. You might end up writing a content that's purely made for search engines, and readers are not even going to read it. Okay, so download the information, then plan on your pillar and subtopic pages on them, and make sure once you build them out, you interlink them properly. Without interlinking, your whatever pillar or hub and spoke content that you're building, they're completely useless. You're not going to get full benefit out of the effort that you have spent writing and planning all those thousands of words of content. Go take a look. I'll send across the link. If you have a SEMrush subscription, you should already have access to this. If you do not, I personally recommend this tool a lot to SEOs. Helps us track a bunch of things and analyze a bunch of things. Otherwise, something like that would take up a lot of time and effort without a tool like SEMrush. Don't use the listing management though. For that, use us. Sorry, I'm done for the day. I'm open to questions if you have any.
Thanks, Neil. If anyone has any questions, please send it over in the chat. You can send it to me directly as well. Okay, we'll wait a couple of minutes. All right. Thank you for joining us, Jane. Have a good week.
Okay, I don't think anyone has any more questions today. It's great. Thanks, everyone. As usual, Akshita is going to email over the information to you. Don't need to take notes. And we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Have a lovely rest of the week. Bye-bye.